Hey ladies, today I wanted to do something for the Twilighters. I am definitely someone that does like the Twilight movies, and I went to go and see it the opening night, and then I went to go and see it last night, and there are two makeup looks that I really liked from there, and the first one I'm going to do today for you, and it's Jane, okay? So this is a little bit more of character makeup, obviously, since we don't normally look like vampires, nor would we go out looking like vampires, right? Okay, so I just got my MAC Face and Body Foundation, and this one is in white. And I'm going to use that, and I'm going to mix it with my Revlon Color Stay. This is the softest one that I have, and it's in Buff. Okay, so I'm going to mix those two together, and that's going to be all over my face. But because she has such a deep and intense eye, I'm going to do my eyes first, and then all the rest of my foundation. But so as not to offend, I did cover up a few of my blemishes and whatnot with a Way Super Light Concealer. But I do want this foundation, the same foundation that I'm using all over my face, to also go on my eyes. So I'm going to mix just a little bit of that. And I'm going to be using my 190 brush for this. And just putting that on my eyes. After doing the foundation, I am going to want this to stay pretty well, so I am going to be using my Urban Decay Primer Potion. And just use a patting technique so as not to take off all of that foundation. This is the main color palette that I'm going to be sticking with. This is Blanc Type from MAC, anything that's a bone color. This is Satin Taupe, anything with that type of feel. And I'm also going to be putting a little Vex with that Satin Taupe. Also Wedge for contouring and just a little bit of warmth, just a little bit. And then our Black Tide from MAC, just a very matte black. Most of these colors are extremely matte, and that's the look that we're going for. So we're going to start out with our Wedge, which is that brown color. And we're going to just put that in the crease softly, very softly, and then down right in here. Now I'll be taking my 217 brush and getting that bone color, and surprise, putting that bone color on the brow bone. Now I'm taking my 213 brush. I like this one because it's very dense, and I want to be packing on the color. I'm going to be taking a piece of paper underneath my eye just to catch any loose particles so I don't have to clean up too much. Really putting a lot of black onto my brush. And putting that all over the lid. I want it to be lighter going in toward the nose, and so I'm packing it on, and as I'm losing that color on my brush, I'm blending it in. Now I'll be taking that same 217 brush that I used on my brow bone, and I'll be putting a little bit into Satin Taupe, which is that taupey color, and then a little bit into Vex, which is more of a silver. I'll do silver first, then put it into Satin Taupe. And I'll blend right here. I brought the black up a little bit more, and now I'm using the Satin Taupe just on the edge of that black to blend it up a little bit more. Now take a black eyeliner pencil and smudge it on the top line and do the upper and the lower waterline as well. Really dig that pencil into that color, into the bottom lash line as well so that it stays. Now that we're done doing our eyes, let's go ahead and put our foundation all over. Like I said, I'm using my white body paint and then my lightest tone that I have in Buff from Revlon Colors Stay. I did forget to mention, actually, I'll be using NARS Face Primer in addition to that mixture so that it can be more of a wash instead of a heavy color. So I just squeeze that in with everything. Okay, now that we've gotten that all over our face, it is a little bit shiny, and we'll matte that down in a second, but I do want to use my lightest color of concealer to cover up any imperfections, because we all know that vampires are perfect as far as their skin's concerned. Porcelain and flawless. Okay, we don't want to use any powder with color in it, so I will be using my Makeup Forever HD loose translucent powder. And so I'll be putting that all over my face so that it gives us more of a matte. Now I want to set that eyeliner that I did with some of the black shadow. So the eyeliner that I did on the bottom, I'm going to just dab on some black shadow with a smaller brush. This is a Nicole Miller brush, but a 219 brush would work just fine. She does have some contouring. We want to make the face look a little bit sculpted. So we're going to take that brown color, Wedge, and sculpt our nose. And blend it downward. If you're doing this look for Halloween and you're using this wedge color, just remember that you've made your face super, super pale, more pale than you probably ever have, so you won't need as much, unless you're wanting it to be super dramatic. Just so it's not super heavy, I'm going to be using a fan brush when applying any bronzer that you might have. And right underneath that cheekbone, and blend downward. And a little bit in the hairline. And below the jawline, blending downward. They're hard as granite, so we do want to chisel out this face. She has very light eyebrows, and instead of using a pencil for my eyebrows, I'll just be using my same brush that I got from the craft store, my angled brush, and a lighter brown to fill in my brows. Remember that a thinner brow adds more age to your face, and she is youthful and stuck at this age, so we do want to make the brow a little bit thicker. After we've done that, and make sure to make them a little bit pointy at the ends to make them look a little bit more severe, put on a coat of mascara and then put on your false lashes. While we're letting that glue dry on our eyelashes, take more of a brownish color, and I'm going to be using Strip Down by MAC, and line your lips and fill them in. And there is our completed look. This is Jane, and the eyelash glue will dry hopefully soon, and there you have it. I'm going to have Kevin make my eyes nice and red in Photoshop so that you guys can see the finished look, and I'll probably put on something black so that it looks even better. But I hope that you liked it, and maybe you guys can do it for Halloween. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.